the gather round tips. As you see, I'm in school uniform, but when this video gets released, I'll be out of school. Better weather than our last film, mind you. So, the way I'm going to stylize my gather round video, if in case you were wondering, I'm going to stylize it as chapters, because I want to be unique, because it's gather round, and I like to associate it with gather round and let me tell you a story. So for each part of this tipping video, I'll be doing it as chapters. So yeah, so sit back, relax, and enjoy my previews of the chapters. Well, welcome to chapter 1 of the story. So Adelaide taking on Carlton. Carlton have been horrible this season and don't deserve this slot on the other round story, but that's what they have on the side. Crows have a very notorious record of starting very well for gather round, and they tend to do very well at the AO during this time period. Their winning streak was broken by first Melbourne. The first gather round game was between these two sides. People don't like it, but so tip is for this one, is Adelaide by 30 points. Chapter 2, and this match is a big match, and it's the first time this has happened. A Western Australian side in gather round history gets the chapter 2s gets the Frano spot. Not the first time the side's been awarded a chapter 2 spot, with Fremantle getting the Gold Coast gig this year, but this time it's Collingwood taking on Freo at the AO. Fremantle were quite good in gather round last year, doing its job over the Tigers at the Barossa Park. Last time we played the Pies, we beat them by 1 point, and it should be good. However, Collingwood have been proven to be quite irresistible this year, and I'm hoping this doesn't spread into the gather round. My tip for this one is Fremantle, Zahay Collingwood, by 5 points, since it's probably going to be a classic. So we start things off at the Barossa Park in Lyndoch between North Melbourne and Brisbane. North have been very good this year. They've played very good footy, and I think it's going to be attractive. Brisbane, well, they deserve a spot, but North, they have to play a team at the Barossa, and unfortunately it's the reigning premiers, but will drag a very good crowd. I reckon this game will be close. Brisbane win by 20 points. Then for first Adelaide Oval game on the Saturday, it's Essendon v Melbourne. But Essendon have been shit. Pardon my language, but they have been shit. I'm expecting Melbourne to thump them, and Melbourne looking at finding ways to win. I reckon Melbourne by 42 points. Then we head to the best Norwood game we've had for a while. It's Sydney taking on the Gold Coast Suns. These two other teams deserve a better slot than a 2:15 game at Norwood, of all places. Freeman, I think this should be a classic. I reckon Sydney by 1 point with a kick after the siren. I'm not doing big calls this video because I have no idea what's going on. Then for the Saturday Night Lights, it's Hawthorn v the Bulldogs. This is a very good rivalry that's brewing down in Melbourne, and AFL done smartly to organise this into gather round at the AO. So this should be a classic. I reckon my tip for this one, Hawthorn by 5 points. We move to the off-Broadway game on the Sunday. There we've got the Geelong Cats taking on the West Coast Eagles at Norwood Stadium. At 10:30 Western, I'm afraid it's West Coast. This should be a good game. Geelong and West Coast have been playing very good footy recently, and they deserve. They don't. Geelong doesn't deserve to be there, but West Coast does. They have to organise a team out of the AO. This is another double up from a 2023. Most people are annoyed, but what's their problem? My tip is for this one. The Geelong Cats by 15 points. Have a knack of getting over the Eagles when the Eagles need to win. Chapter 8, and it's the Richmond Tigers taking for the second match at Barossa that play GWS. So it should be a very good game between these two sides. And these two sides tend to play in good thrillers. This is a rematch of the 2019 AFL Grand Final. And it should be apart. GWS have been awful. I reckon Richmond probably deserve to lose this more than the GS Giants. I reckon the Giants are going to win by 15 points. Of gather round this year, and we head back to the AO, and it's Port Adelaide taking on the St Kilda Saints. St KFC. The Saints have been not the greatest this year, but they have started pulling their weight and are coming off their bye. They're coming off a relatively soft, coming off a bye the week before. Port Adelaide, well, they've been ordinary, to be honest with you. And I'm expecting better things out of the Power heading to this game. And my tip is St Kilda by 30. By 3 points. That concludes my go round tips. Hope you enjoyed the elaborate video. I shall see you next time.